What's your best truth or dare gone wrong moment? Playing truth or dare Jenga. Pull the block saying kiss the person on your left. I place a sweet gentle kiss on the girl to my left cheek. She blushes. Fast forward 11 years. I am single and she has half my it. Myself included. The party was 3 guys and 3 girls. When the games started getting steamier and we had taken most of our clothes off, the guy asked one of the girls, and she chose dare. I dare you to make out with me in the bedroom, along with the other 2 girls. They went with him. The other guy and I spent the next hour playing Soul Calibur in our underwear. Middle school. Buddy was dared to go into closet and kiss this girl. Long time goes by so we check on them. He was so nervous he pissed himself and they were trying to clean up the mess with the clothes that were hanging up. Young, like 11 or 12. Playing truth or dare with my friends outside at my house. One friend dares me to piss in the bird bath which was in plain sight of where my parents and neighbors could see. I do it. He thinks it's funny. Next time it comes around to him he chooses dare. Other friend dares him to drink the water in the bird bath. That went wrong on him quick. Girl pick truth. Her BF asked who was the best duck she ever had. She named his brother. She was drunk and told the truth. But he was super pissed. We got to watch the whole thing. Turns out it was before she was dating him. But he was still upset. Back in college we were pro-gaming at my friend's apartment playing truth or dare Jenga. I pulled a brick that said to do a lap around the outside of the building naked. Easy enough. But it was the middle of winter so I slipped and fell on some ice and ended up breaking my ankle. Uni. All drunk. Friend dared his girlfriend to make out with another chick. She did. Awesome. She likes it. They flirt talk a lot during drinking. End of night comes. They go home. Back to her dorm room. Together. My friend the boyfriend isn't invited. Weeks later. Girlfriend actually leaves him to be with the other girl. Senior year in high school. Was dared to kiss the girl I had a crush on. She was a very shy person to begin with and her friends totally set the whole thing up to get us together because she liked me a lot. Go in to kiss her and she blushes furiously, farts loudly, and then scrambles to her feet and runs away crying. When I was in 10th grade I was invited to a small party of just my girlfriends and just one guy. All these girls had a crush on the one guy and told me that they wanted to play truth or dare and my job was to make sure he was to kiss them or whatever at all times. Well he caught on and would only say truth so they asked him out of all us girls who he was willing to duck and he said me. Turns out he was gay and said me because he knew I wasn't trying to be rappy. I was very unpopular that night after he left. Not me. But I remember a post about someone being dared to go home and they did. Early high school. Got dared to kiss the girl next to me. She recoiled in embarrassment's fear so I lost the dare. Jokes on her. 12 years later we met in a bar and now we're in a relationship. In 6th grade before English class, my friends were playing spin the pencil truth or dare and coming up with stuff that could be done in class. The pencil landed on a girl as she was coming into class and they dared her to kiss me. She said she'd rather kiss the floor. She actually kissed the floor. One of the few times I was invited to a girl's birthday party, with only 2 other guys and maybe 7 girls. The girls all decided to play truth or dare spin the bottle mashup. It also began to dawn on me that the birthday girl had a crush on me and this was all a setup. I had no idea how to kiss and I pulled one of the guys that I was friends with aside and asked him to help me get out of this. He told me he'd help me out but I'd owe him big time. We went back in and sat down. After several truths and small dares from the other girls the birthday girl spun the bottle and it landed on me. She dared me to kiss her for 5 seconds. As we began to lean in a horrid smell hit all our nostrils. My friend set off a stink bomb in the trash can and forced us all to leave the room. We all laughed it off and I decided it was late enough to leave. The girl had to throw out the trash can but I got out of having my first kiss with a cute girl I had a crush on. TLDR. My friend set off a stink bomb because I didn't want to kiss a girl. Edit. My friend is a effing genius. Edit 2. Thank you stranger for the gold. It's the first time I've gotten it. During a drinking game of truth and dare with a bunch of friends. The shortest most timid girl of our group was dared to eat yogurt from the fattest guy's belly button in our group. After about a minute of convincing, she went for it. and immediately started puking all over the guy. It was at a girl's birthday party. Super conservative religious parents. She had been talking for weeks about how she got a tattoo without her parents' knowledge on her butt and was dared to prove it to us, her skeptical friends. She agreed by bending over the card table we were at so everything waist down was out of view, dropping her pants, and told me to come confirm. I was standing behind this girl with her pants around her knees, bent over a table while the other people were laughing and cheering, when her mother came downstairs and opened the door and saw this. Truth or dare at a friend's house after graduating high school. Everyone was drinking and truth or dare popped up. One of the lads was particularly mad enough to pretty much do whatever we suggested even when sober. The bottle lands on him and someone says, "Dare you to skinny dip in the pool." Within a flash, he's out of his clothes and running towards the pool. He jumps and overshoots it by so ducking much that he goes stomach first into the diving board. Maybe he was holding in the burgers we ate. Maybe the alcohol had loosened his arsehole too much. Or maybe it was just an unfortunate accident. But he sprayed out all of his it when he hit it. He then fell into the pool in the area of his diarrhea. It. Friend who owns the pool yells, "What the duck?" and runs over. He picks up the pool cleaner net and starts trying to fish the it out, but it's pure liquid, so he starts hitting the itty friend on the head with it. Itty friend gets out of the pool, gets a eating grin, and starts walking towards us like that hallway scene from Paranormal Activity 4, shouting, "Give me a hug." We locked him outside until he passed out. The pool was ruined. Played truth or dare with my friends in high school. I was dared to go around my apartment building selling underwear. One guy opened the door and was actually genuinely interested in buying a 16-year-old girl's underwear until his wife came out and started yelling at him. Me and my friends quickly left, but I'm pretty sure I caused a huge fight between them. Edit. Wow. My top comment is about selling underwear as a teenager. Way back in high school, a girl was dared to go up behind the boy she fancied and put a jumper over his head. She did, but he turned his head instinctively, so ended up with his face buried in her tits. "Great tits, Sarah," he exclaimed without thinking. Win for him, but I've never seen a girl genuinely look like a tomato before. Steve dared Molly to kiss me. I gave him $20 to do it. Molly ran out of the room crying. Got dared to run around the block naked. It wasn't nice, but might have been close. I'm running. I took the half block option because, well, I'm chubby duck and therefore less running. So I do the main street portion of the run, few honks all as well. The backstretch runs along a park on one side, church on the other. There's a guy running from the park, and at first I think, oh, poor little white guy running from the big black naked guy, what a ducked up evening for him. Then I glanced over at the church and see fire in the windows and realize, oh he's running from the fire. He started and give chase. My friends waiting outside our apartment complex with a robe and a shot, see random stranger run by. Then me in full on naked chase mode yelling, "Call the cops and the fire department." So I gained a bit on that guy. But like a block down I realized we just called the cops and the fire department. The fire department is an alley away from us and I'm naked black guy running through the neighborhood. I need some clothes. Turn back and make it to my friends and a robe just in time for the cops to roll up. Fire department showed, came over a few minutes later. Fire was in Christmas tree in the park. My drunk ass saw the reflection in the church windows. Cops had also got a call about streakers but didn't mention it till they left. I watched a guy eat 2 empty large pizza boxes. The entire room was quiet the whole time until he was halfway through the second box and someone said, "Please stop this," and he growled and finished the box. It was incredibly uncomfortable. I was very sad for some reason, even though I did not have to eat the pizza boxes. Ewu 100k comment, karma, what a thing. Just after I turned 21 I had a housewarming party and invited a bunch of people. Some I knew well, others not so much, all drinking. Up next was a guy that I was peripheral friends with, but didn't know that well, and he chose dare. The darer was a bit of a D, and likewise dared said peripheral friend to slap me in the face with his D. We got him back by me doing the same to the original darer, and that started a friendship that has resulted in being each other's best man and godparents to children. Best case scenario for getting a D slapped to the face I can think of, honestly. Had to do a body shot off a random girl. Ended up slipping and headbutting her in the chest. Back in college, bunch of us got together and played. Much liquor was involved. One guy dared the other fart in the face of another. Well, it is not easy to fart on command. So the guy is there trying to fart. Well, after much pushing and stomach squeezing, he said okay, going to fart. Bent over, pointed his ass at the other guy's face, and sharted all over his face and head. Like not a log, but a freaking sprinkler of it. A group of 7 of us, 4 girls and 3 guys are in our college dorm's communal area. We're playing and drinking and it started out pretty tame. Most people were picking truth and the dares were things like take a shot or text an ex. Then things took a turn. One of the girls, let's call her Ashley, asks for dare, and one of the guys, call him Bill, says I dare you to suck my D and let me come on your face. Everyone just kind of awkwardly chuckles and tries to laugh it off. Then without warning Bill whips out his erect D. Everyone flipped out and yelled at asking WTF he was doing. He kind of laughed it off and then we all just kind of dispersed to our rooms. A few months later Bill got kicked out of school for raping a different girl. All my friends got dared to play spin the bottle so they all started a game. One of them had the beginnings of a herpes cold sore and they all got terribly sick and came out of it with oral herpes. 7 people. My friends and I used to play truth or dare at the hospital. For reference, we were in our late teens. Old enough so we couldn't do this stuff at home with our parents in the next room, but not old enough to hang out at bars. So we chose the hospital parking lot. Because it was a big place where people left us alone, we'd play this game in our parked car. Yes, it's all very weird, but puts the story in perspective. One cold and miserable winter night, a guy in our group was dared to exit the vehicle naked and run a single lap around the car. He was pretty crazy, so this was no big deal. The guy, let's call him Herman, stripped down and jumped out of the car, ran a lap, and then tried to open the door again. But for some reason, this triggered the car alarm, with the rest of us sitting inside. Instead of climbing back in, Herman decided to run into a little area near the main building, crouching down near one of those cages that holds the gas meters and electrical equipment. It looked like the opening scene of the Terminator. While Herman hid between the cage and some bushes, a security guard came out of nowhere and walked toward the car. By this time, the alarm had stopped. He stared at our car from a distance, saw nobody near it, and somehow didn't notice us sitting inside. Turned around and left. As soon as the guard vanished, Herman came sprinting back to the vehicle across the icy parking lot, and was spotted by someone else who began yelling. He jumped back in and we sped off. That was our last night hanging out at the hospital. I was 10 years old, hanging out with my brother and his friend. A random truth or dare session came about, and I thought it would be fun to join in. When it was my turn I picked dare and my brother's friend told me to spray cinnamon spray on my ass, like right at the hole, and I did. Dropped pants, squatted and sprayed. I remember the moment it started to burn. To this day I tense up. I ran around the house looking like Zoidberg until the pain stopped. Dare. Licked my dad's bald head, he wasn't prepared for that. Oh my, I've had this one for a long time. When I was much younger we had my younger cousin over. She came from a very bad home but state never would do anything. Anyways, I think she was 6-7 at the time. My sister, her and myself decided to play truth or dare. Sister dared my cousin to eat some cat food. Seems gross enough and being young. Hey, that's funny. She picks some up and eats it without flinching a moment. Blindly stare in AWW what she did. What came next shocked us. My sister asked her how she ate it so easily. Oh, well that is what we eat at home a lot. Yep. My uncle was starving his children to the point they were eating cat food to survive. Being young we never said anything to anyone about it. A regret we have to this day. In 7th grade I was playing my then girlfriend's house for her birthday. My GF and I were then dared, can T remember if it landed on me or her, to take a condom and go into the closets to celebrate her birthday. It was uncomfortable and really weird. Lasted about 5 minutes. Gone wrong because it's not how I really wanted to lose my virginity. At a party with a bunch of people waiting for me to come back out, and I learned that not all sex is good. Sometimes it's pretty bad. especially when you have no idea what you're doing. In uni, Tand and my buddy gets dared to streak across the grounds at the student housing. Middle of winter, so more than just propriety at stake here. We all supported a footwear caveat, so not completely naked. Itty little balcony attached to the apartment we were drinking in. He strips down, slides open the balcony door on the second floor to hop the rail onto the ground and go for his dash. As he's going over quickly, he pauses sitting on the rail, facing where he was going to make a short jump to the ground. His nuts and area around his perineum froze to the metal rail he was sitting on. Someone laughing said push him, but before anyone could he screamed, like a girl, no, and no one did. Fortunately he didn't jump and rip the ducking skin from his nuts and area. We filled a KFC bucket with warm water and poured it into his lap so it would run down to the contact area and he came loose. Everyone decided he was good on the dare anyway. I still cringe thinking if, in that split second, someone would have pushed him, or he lost his balance. It was a bit precarious. Post-mortem discussion was that he was a bit sweaty down there before he stripped. His hands had some damage too. But hey, who gives a shit about hands when your nuts are froze to a balcony rail? Was playing truth or dares and got dared to lick the bare inner thigh of a girl I liked. Just as I was about to do it, she went pale and ran away to the toilets to throw up for a few minutes. I was pretty gutted until somebody pointed out that a couple of minutes before she had been dared to eat a daffodil. We thought she'd eat a couple petals or something, but she was a trooper. Ate the whole head in one bite, then took lots of little bites along the stem, like nom 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 nom. 2 mouthfuls and the whole thing was gone. The next day somebody was telling their parents about it and they informed us that daffodils are poisonous and if she hadn't thrown up she might have had to go to hospital. Still pretty gutted I never got to lick her leg, and anything else that might have led to, but at least the prospect of that wasn't what caused the vomiting. We were playing truth or dare in college at a friend's apartment at a party. In the truth or dare room it was made clear that no one is in a relationship in here. The one couple was cool with it because they were swinging well like that. I was dared to kiss a guy's girlfriend. It was a really good kiss, the best first kiss I ever had with a person. Usually, the first kiss is alright and you work on it with the other person to make it better. But our lips and techniques matched up perfectly the first time and the kiss went on way longer than it should have for a game. Anyways, she dumped him like a week later because she said that kiss made her realize she wanted to be with other people. Some drunk guy in a bar dared me to do a itty thing that I don't even remember. I was drunk too. I said no. He punched me in the face and went back to his drinking, leaving me on the ground. To this day I have no idea why he did that, but I remember that it was hurting a lot despite me being drunk too. At family and friends' Christmas party, everybody was pretty tipsy and they stopped playing truth or dare. My aunt dares my uncle to do a lap around the house naked. He does. She locks the doors and leaves him out there. Hey, I dare you to duck me. Haha. Oh well, I guess I have to now. Truth or dare resulted in a mild orgy in my apartment at Halloween 3 years ago. I went into my room to use the bathroom, left after making out with some people and everyone had their clothes on. Came back out maybe 10 minutes or so later, drunk peeing is hard, and some people have vanished. Roommate had a threesome. 2 people banged openly on the floor. Other people just making out and dry humping all over the damn place. I went to bed. In my first year at university I ended up playing truth or dare, sat in a stranger's kitchen late one night. Things got a bit out of hand and some naked laps around campus were run, but everything was still in good fun. When we got back to the kitchen not everybody bothered to get fully dressed again. In particular, one person ended up leaving without putting their shorts back on. We thought this was hilarious, and we kept joking about the shorts as the night went on. At about 12 o'clock, someone was dared to try and barter the shorts for something. This was after their owner had left. In our drunken state we thought this was the funniest thing ever and completely missed how someone could be annoyed by having their shorts given away. We ended up trading them for a large portion of chips at a kebab van. When we woke up the shorts owner to offer them a chip he was not pleased, and we ended up having to steal the shorts back out of the kebab van to appease him. All in all, not the worst thing to ever happen. Although I don't recommend becoming a thief just because it's funny to trade shorts away for chips when you're drunk. Got dare to French kiss a girl I had a huge crush on and somehow hit her nose with my tongue, and from then on it was remember when L3 put his tongue up what's her name's nose? 25 years later and it still embarrasses me. A bunch of friends and I, including my brother and his then girlfriend, were playing truth or dare extremely drunk at about 4 AM. It's his girlfriend's turn now and she quickly picks truth. No one can think of anything to ask her because we didn't really know her. So my friend said just tell us something juicy, to which she responds. Looks at my brother and says, I don't think Justin goes down on me enough. He never returns the favor. Justin is my brother. My brother was so caught off guard and embarrassed with what she said, but it was ducking hilarious. We all shamed him after she said that, but the next time we all hung out again, about a month later, we asked her if he had shaped up and she said that he'd been doing a much better job. She really took advantage of that damn situation. Playing truth or dare as a freshman in high school. We did weird double dares to make two people do it. The group dares me to let the pretty senior girl gargle some Sprite and spit it in my face. Honestly, I was kinda into it, lol. Definitely better than the time I had to suck the hairy dude's nipple, but not as good as the time a girl motorboated my girlfriend. This happened a couple months ago when I had a couple friends over my place. Generally, whenever we all get together, we end up playing truth or dare one way or another. This was a bit later in the night, so everyone but me was absolutely wasted. I don't drink due to some family issues, so it comes to my friend, Nick, to pick truth or dare. Now, Nick always picks dare and has yet to back out of one. He's done some crazy it, from stripping down naked and jumping into 3 feet of snow, to literally setting himself on fire. Nick picks dare, as is usual. For some reason, one of my other buddies, Ollie, decided it would be a good idea to dare Nick to suck his own D. At this point, a lot of people would back out, since it is really hard to do that, not to mention a little weird, unbeknownst to all of us. However, Nick had apparently done a lot of gymnastics when he was younger, and was still extremely flexible, as well as absolutely it-faced. So, because of this, Nick proceeded to take off his pants. Took him a good 5 minutes because of how drunk he was, and began to literally suck himself off in front of us. At this point, I was kind of in shock, and decided it would be a good idea to just scream at the top of my lungs. This scared the duck out of everyone. Everyone except for Nick, since Nick has never been one to back down from a dare, and this dare was rather ambiguous. He took it to mean he had to suck himself off until he came. So I'm sitting there, still screaming a good bit, while everyone else looks at me like I'm crazy, while Nick proceeds to ejaculate in his own mouth. Weirdest night I've had in a while. It was the summer after I completed the 9th grade. I was a part of a local theater company who had just put on a production of Songs for a New World. It was a cast party at this girl's house and she had a pool and a hot tub, and some of you started a game of truth or dare in the hot tub. I was dating this girl at the time and had been for several months. It was a friend of ours' turn and she asked my girlfriend truth or dare. She said dare. Our friend then dared her to break up with me, and she did, and we stayed broken up, despite both of us agreeing it was a good and happy relationship. Gotta give her credit for commitment.